Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Destiny video. Today Fantasy Flight released a few more spoilers for Spirit of Rebellion. These actually come from swdestiny.com. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can check out the article. So the first card we have here is Force Speed. It's a legendary, 0 resources. It's neutral blue. So it has a focus side, a shield side, 3 special sides, and a blank. Blue character only. Special is take up to 2 additional actions. So it essentially gives you the effect of a tactical mastery. With tactical mastery, you spot a rare character, you get 2 additional actions. In this, you roll the special out, you resolve it, you get to take 2 additional actions. People are saying that this card is broken currently. I think we'll have to wait and see like how the rest of the set looks before we determine if it's actually broken or not. One thing I have a feeling of is if you play this and you roll out your character that has this on it, this die is just going to be a removal magnet. People are going to remove it as fast as possible just so you don't get those 2 additional actions. People are going to hit it with he doesn't like you. They're going to hit it with maybe like daring escape. If you happen to roll a blank, you'll re-roll your other dice and then they'll remove all the blanks. It's going to get hit with feel your anger, things like that. Anything that can remove dice are going to pretty much be used on this, just so you don't get those 2 additional actions. Also, there is a 50% chance you'll roll one of the non-special sides. You roll the blank, the shield, or the focus. So unless you have a way to immediately roll something and then resolve it, um, you have a very good chance of it being removed. I see this going well. Like for example, like something with Holocron, even though you're actually like it's a 0 cost upgrade for a 0 cost upgrade, and then you do have to spend 1 resource to get it into your pool. What I can see people doing is Holocron special, playing 4 speed, paying the 1 resource, rolling out die, hoping to get the special. If they get the special, they can immediately resolve it and get those 2 actions. Granted, you do have to pay the 1 resource at that point to roll it into your pool once you replace the holocron with it. But that's one way to get it out. So I think it's gonna. I think this is gonna go in a lot of blue decks. It might even be almost like automatically included in pretty much every blue deck. But just like I said, as soon as you put this card on your character, it's going to that character is probably going to get targeted first, and they're gonna this die is going to be targeted with removal. Other than that, I think this card is really cool. I do like that it has some other sides as well, so you can always focus something into something else. If you had 2 of these, you can use the focus on one of them to focus into the special on the other, so on and so forth. I'm gonna I want to get one of these just to see how it plays. We're gonna move into our next card. Next up, we have Loth-Cat and Mouse. It's a yellow hero card, 0 resources. Force an opponent to choose and remove one of your dice, then remove one of their dice. So this is essentially like a reverse he doesn't like you. It's nice that yellow hero is getting a similar card for removal. Granted, it's reverse because they choose first and then you choose. So you play this, they remove one of your dice. You're probably going to remove whatever die you have that's on the best side, and then you can remove one of theirs. One thing you can do that would be interesting with this is if you rolled really badly, let's say you just roll 2 blanks and they have something that's pretty good, you can play this. They are forced to remove one of your dice. So we're going to have to remove one of the blanks, then you can remove one of their good dice. So it's like I said, it's like he doesn't like you. So if I have a blank and they have like a 2 damage, I can remove my blank to remove their 2 damage. In this case, you're forcing them to remove your blank to remove whatever die they have in their pool. I think this is pretty cool. It's probably going to fit into a lot of yellow hero decks. It's nice to get remove like basically 0 cost removal with hero yellow that's similar to he doesn't like you. We're going to move into our next card. The last card that was spoiled today was Salvo. It's neutral red, 2 resources. It's an event. Resolve one of your dice showing range damage against each of an opponent's characters. So you pay 2, you resolve one of your dice, and you can hit all your opponent's characters with it. I really see this being useful in decks that are going against 3 or 4 character decks. So if you're playing against like Jango Fett and Stormtroopers, or all Stormtroopers, or anything that has like 3 or more characters, I think this could be pretty good in, especially if you have hard hitting range damage, like anything that's going to do maybe like 3 or more, like TIE Fighters, ATSTs, Millennium Falcons, um, anything like that has 3 range damage on it. If you use this with Poe, he has a 3 range damage side. Granted, you have to pay the resource to resolve it, but it's really nice because you can spread that damage out between 3 different characters, are all taking the same amount of damage. And it essentially, if you do it with a 3-cost card, it essentially becomes a thermal detonator at that point because it's 3 damage to each of their characters. I also like this because it can pretty much just chew through shields. So if you're playing against Qui-Gon and he has 2 shields, let's say Rey doesn't have any shields, you can play Salvo, resolve 2 range damage against Qui-Gon, or against both of them essentially. You resolve that 2 range damage, it gets rid of both of Qui-Gon's shields. Rey gets hit for 2, and then also you take away Qui-Gon's ability to use his shield ability before he gets shields. He can remove a shield to do damage. That kind of negates that as well, and it pulls off shields off of Dooku if he's been shielding up by discarding cards. Pay 2, salvo, do damage to Dooku, take the shields away, and now they've would have discarded cards to give him shields. Those cards are now like in their discard pile. They're useless. So I also see this being really good with like if you roll like a huge amount of damage with an ATST, just resolve, let's say like 4 damage against 4 different characters. That could be potentially pretty big, especially if there's going to be any ways to pull events or red events out of discard pile. So play Salvo, hit everything for 2. Let's say later in the game you play Salvo again, hit everything for 3. And then it's going to also make healing a lot harder as well, because with Field Medic, you can, like, let's say, oh, okay, that character's taking 2 damage, I'm going to Field Medic, take 2 damage off of that character, and heal 2 damage. Now, this is hitting everything for that amount of damage, and Field Medic only heals 1 target. So, I'm looking forward to trying Salvo. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of damage you can get done with it, and if it has any kind of effect on these 3 or 4 character decks we've been seeing lately that are kind of like popping up. Like I have a Tusken Raider and Stormtrooper decks. I had a Bala-Tik and 3 Stormtrooper deck as well. So this could really kind of really hurt those decks and maybe take some of them out if you hit all their characters at once. So that's Salvo. That's the final card that was spoiled today. We'll be back in a couple days whenever there's more spoilers. We're going to be doing spoiler videos for pretty much everything that gets spoiled. I want to thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.